Hi, Dr. Alina Kulczycki, Boutique Bodyworks, Lifestyle Medicine, Nutrition, and Fitness. This morning I'm going to make a no-juice green juice. I'm anti-juice because you've taken out the most important part of plants, fiber. And all that's left are the sugars and maybe some vitamins, but you're not going to get much other than a glucose spike in your blood. So it's better to keep that fiber and blend. So every morning I've been making this no juice green juice. I'm going to share my recipe. Just take your smoothie container or blender and then some nice leafy greens. I always use organic when it comes to leafy greens. Feel free to, those of my members check out my podcast episode about eating organic and why you might want to choose organic for certain types of foods, especially the foods that you eat on a regular basis. So I have this every morning after my hot water with lemon. I have this no juice green juice, and then my rest of my breakfast, which is either a chia pudding or yogurt or something like that with berries for protein. So I'm going to fill this with about 2 cups really of the leafy greens. Now, leafy greens are really important to get into your dietary intake daily. In the blue zones, the 2 best ingredients common to all the blue zones to have in your diet daily are leafy greens and legumes, which are beans, lentils. Yes, so those are the 2 things to really help promote longevity and health. So I've got my flask literally filled with dark leafy greens. Don't worry, it's all going to blend down. Next, I'm adding my organic ginger, just 1/4 of a teaspoon, because it is anti-inflammatory. There we go. Just rough measure, which is fine. Leafy greens, you absorb the calcium better with some vitamin C. I also like how the flavor of citrus makes this nice and refreshing. So I'm putting in just 1/4 of a lime. Now this does have a thick peel, so you could get away without organic, but I do use organic. I use lime and lemon every day, so I opt for organic. I'm just going to squeeze all the juice out of there well, not leave anything behind. I don't like to waste. Okay, then to sweeten it naturally, I'm going to use a piece of frozen pineapple. So when I get a pineapple, I core it, well, I don't core it, I clean it is what I'm looking for, and cut it in small cubes and freeze it. And then I can use it over the next while for my smoothies. So that's just to sweeten it naturally. Pineapple is high in sugar, so if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, don't go crazy with your portion. Keep it really small. I have a low sugar palate, so for me, that's quite enough for sweetening it. It's definitely much better than using a sweetener like sugar. I do use honey in my coffee every day, but you want to limit how much of those kinds of simple sugars that get into your bloodstream quickly and spike your blood sugar and your insulin. So a fruit that has the fiber will help to slow that down and not cause quite as high a spike as, say, a simple sugar like honey, maple syrup, agave, etc. So now I'm going to add for liquid my organic coconut water, just 1 cup. And again, I'm just eyeballing everything. It's not a big deal. So I have filled the liquid. I don't know if you can see that because of the light, but it's coming up about to that line. Okay, and that's it. Now we're going to get ready to blend. And you'll see that even though this looks like it's just crammed with greens, how's that going to blend? It'll blend, trust me. Okay, so make sure it's closed well. Pulse it. Make sure that pineapple's ground up. And now sustain it. And yeah, just until you kind of see that there's no more dark green flecks. Okay, that looks pretty good. Careful, make sure that you give it a tap. And let's try it. Careful when you're opening it. I do like to open this over the sink because sometimes it sprays on you a little. All right, now we've got our juice. Let me show you. See, it's quite liquidy. You see how that moves? So it's not a smoothie consistency, it's like a juice consistency. And again, why are we drinking this? Well, it's really high in antioxidants. You're getting your leafy greens. I don't know about you, but for me, it can be hard to get enough leafy greens in my diet daily. In the summers, I eat salads at dinner, but not so much all year round. In the winter, I tend to do soups. And though I will saute dark leafy greens in my lunch skillet or put in them in the soups too, but it's not enough. So this gets me a good dose. Oh, it's so refreshing. So I drink that. Drink it all right away because it starts to separate quite quickly, as you see. And then I have my chia pudding. So between this and my chia pudding, I get about 17 different plants in the morning. So that's already over half. Aim for 30 or more. Variety of plants a day in your diet. That does include your whole grains, legumes, nuts and seeds, all your veg and fruit, of course, but it also includes things like spices and herbs. So yeah, add them up. Are you getting 30? Make sure you get your 30. Consider this. Also check out my other recipe for chia pudding and my chocolate chia pudding variation, which gets even more than the other. My chia pudding recipe gets 29 grams of protein. My chocolate one about 32. So check it out. Thank you and bye for now.